Hello, beautiful listeners. Welcome back to English Learning Podcast. It's me, Emma, and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. First of all, I want to give a big warm thank you to all of you, my amazing listeners, my podcast family, for sticking with me week after week. Your support, your sweet messages, and your enthusiasm for learning English mean the world to me. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm thrilled you found this podcast. Grab your tea, your coffee, or whatever makes you cozy, sit back, and let's dive into some English together. Today's episode is all about my weekend routine. You're not just going to hear a story, you're going to improve your English in a natural, fun way. How? By listening to everyday vocabulary, common expressions, and the way people really talk in relaxed, real-life situations. So, listen closely. Repeat after me if you feel like it, and jot down any new words or phrases you want to remember. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, let me be real with you. Weekends are my favorite time of the week. They're like a little break from the chaos of weekdays, but sometimes they can still be busy or unpredictable. This weekend was a mix of both, relaxing and action-packed. Can you relate? You know that feeling when you want to do nothing but also have a million things on your mind. So, let's start with Saturday morning. My alarm didn't go off this time. Thank goodness. Because weekends are for sleeping in. Sleeping in means staying in bed later than usual, just enjoying that extra rest. I woke up around 9 a.m., feeling refreshed but a little groggy. Groggy means you're still a bit sleepy or foggy-headed, like your brain hasn't fully woken up yet. I stretched, yawned, and just lay there for a few minutes thinking, no rush today. But eventually, I dragged myself out of bed. Yes, dragged. That slow, lazy movement when you're not quite ready to face the day. First stop, the kitchen, straight for coffee. Straight for means heading directly to something, no detours. For example, after waking up, I went straight for the coffee machine. While the coffee brewed, I scrolled through my phone. Messages, social media, maybe a quick check of the weather. It's a habit, right? We all do it. By 10 a.m., I was sipping my coffee, sitting by the window, and planning my day. I love weekends because they feel flexible, but I still like to have a loose schedule. I grabbed my notebook, yes, I'm old school, and wrote down a few things I wanted to do. My weekend to-do list included catching up on laundry, going for a walk, maybe meeting a friend, and relaxing with a movie or a book. A to-do list is just a list of tasks you plan to tackle, like we talked about in the last episode. Around 11 a.m., I decided to tackle the laundry first. Tackle means to start and deal with something, especially if it feels like a chore. Laundry can be boring, but I put on some upbeat English music to make it more fun. Songs like Sweet Child O' Mine or Shut Up and Dance always get me moving. While folding clothes, I was multitasking, sorting, folding, and singing along all at once. Multitasking is doing several things at the same time, remember? For example, I was multitasking by folding clothes and listening to music. By noon, I was hungry. Not just hungry, but starving. Starving means really, really hungry, like you could eat everything in sight. After laundry, I made a quick brunch, scrambled eggs, toast, and fruit. Brunch is a meal you have between breakfast and lunch, perfect for lazy weekend mornings. While eating, I watched a funny video on YouTube, just to keep things light. After brunch, I felt energized, so I decided to go for a walk. Fresh air is so important, right? I grabbed my jacket, put on my sneakers, and headed out. The weather was crisp and sunny, which made me feel alive and happy. I walked to a nearby park, listened to an English podcast. Yes, I'm always learning. And just enjoyed the moment. Walking is great for clearing your mind and getting some exercise. Around 3 p.m., I met up with my friend Lisa at a cafe. Meeting friends on the weekend is one of my favorite things. We ordered coffee and pastries, and we chatted for hours. We talked about work, life, and funny stories. It was so relaxing, and I picked up some new expressions from her. Like, I'm totally zoned out, which means you're daydreaming or not paying attention. I love how natural conversations teach you real English. By 5 p.m., I was back home, a little tired but happy. I snacked on some chocolate. Yes, chocolate again. And decided to do some light cleaning. Weekend cleaning isn't as intense as weekday chores. I dusted the shelves, vacuumed the living room, and organized my desk. Dusted means wiping away dust with a cloth, and vacuumed means using a vacuum cleaner to clean the floor. While cleaning, I listened to an audiobook in English, which helped me practice listening skills. Dinner on Saturday was simple but delicious. I made pasta with tomato sauce and garlic bread. Quick, easy, and comforting. While eating, I watched a movie on Netflix, something light like a romantic comedy. Movies are a great way to hear natural English, pick up slang, and just unwind. Unwind means to relax and let go of stress, like after a long week. After dinner, I took a long, hot shower. Showers on the weekend feel like a treat, don't they? The warm water washes away any leftover stress, and I always feel refreshed afterward. Then, I put on cozy pajamas, made a cup of herbal tea, and curled up with a book. Reading in English is another way to improve, and I love losing myself in a good story. By 10 p.m., I was ready for bed. Weekends are for recharging, so I made sure to get plenty of sleep. I set my alarm for a reasonable time on Sunday, not too early, but not too late. As I drifted off, I felt grateful for the day. Busy, but in a good way. Now let's talk about Sunday. Sundays are usually a bit slower for me, but still productive. I woke up around 8:30 a.m. feeling rested. No alarm needed again. Love that. I started with coffee, of course, and some quiet time. Sundays are perfect for reflection, planning for the week ahead, and just being mindful. Mindful means being present and aware of the moment, not rushing or worrying. By 9:30 a.m., I did some light stretching and yoga. Exercise on Sundays helps me feel balanced and ready for the week. I followed an online yoga video in English, which was great practice for listening and following instructions. Words like inhale, exhale, and hold the pose became part of my morning routine. Around 11 a.m., I made breakfast, pancakes with syrup and fruit. Sundays deserve a special breakfast, don't they? While eating, I scrolled through social media, checked emails, and responded to messages. It's amazing how weekends still have a way of sneaking in some work, even if it's just catching up. After breakfast, I decided to be creative. I spent some time journaling and sketching in my notebook. Journaling is writing down your thoughts, feelings, or plans, and it's a great way to practice English writing. I wrote about my weekend so far, using words like relaxing, productive, and enjoyable. Sketching helped me unwind and express myself visually. By 1 p.m., I was hungry again, so I made a quick lunch, grilled cheese sandwich, and soup. Simple, warm, and perfect for a Sunday afternoon. While eating, I watched another episode of my favorite show, just to keep the weekend vibe going. In the afternoon, I ran a few errands. Ran errands means doing small tasks outside, like going to the store or the post office. I needed to buy groceries for the week ahead and pick up a package. At the store, I remembered my shopping list this time. Progress. But the line at the checkout was still long, so I scrolled on my phone, patient but a little annoyed. Annoyed means frustrated or irritated, like when things don't go as smoothly as you'd hope. Back home by 4 p.m., I unpacked the groceries, had a snack, yes, more chocolate, and started prepping for the week. I planned my meals, set out clothes for Monday, and checked my work calendar. Prepping means preparing or getting ready for something, and it helps me feel less stressed when the week starts. Around 6 p.m., I cooked dinner. A chicken stir-fry with vegetables and rice. Cooking on Sundays is relaxing for me, and I love experimenting with new recipes. While the food cooked, I listened to an English podcast, always learning, always improving. After dinner, I spent some time with family or friends over video call. Connecting with people you care about is so important, especially on Sundays when you're winding down. We chatted, laughed, and shared stories, and I picked up more natural expressions like, "You're killing me," which means something is really funny or surprising. By 9 p.m., I was ready to wind down completely. I took another hot shower, put on cozy pajamas, and made a cup of tea. Then, I read a few chapters of my book and reflected on the weekend. Was it productive? Yes. Was it fun? Absolutely. Did I learn anything new in English? For sure. Before bed, I set my alarm for Monday morning. Not too early, but early enough to start the week fresh. As I lay in bed, I felt grateful for the weekend. It was busy at times, but it was also a chance to recharge, connect, and grow. So, beautiful people, that was my weekend routine. But now it's your turn. I want to hear from you. What does your weekend look like? Do you prefer to relax or stay busy? Are you more productive on Saturdays or Sundays? And be honest, do you ever forget your shopping list like I used to? Send me a message, leave a comment, or share this episode with a friend who loves weekends as much as we do. Now, it's homework time. I know, but it's worth it. Listen to this episode again, but this time, focus on the vocabulary and expressions I used, like sleeping in, groggy, tackle, unwind, and mindful. Write down the words you didn't know or want to use more. Create your own sentences with at least 5 of these words. For example, can you say, "I love sleeping in on weekends"? Say your sentences out loud, and if you can, record yourself. You'll be amazed at how much your English improves. Thank you so much for listening. You're incredible, and I'm so grateful you're part of this journey with me. Take care, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.